What is going on, guys? Vipercy here, and don't I have a banger video for you today. So today we're going to go over my Warzone 2.0 settings. It's going to have you moving around the map quicker, it's going to have you aiming better, and it's just going to give you an overall better gaming experience in Warzone 2. So let's get to it. So starting off, we're going to go over the controller settings. For the people who don't know, I am a controller player. I really want to learn M&K one day, but as of right now, I'm just sticking to controller. So going in controller settings, first, we're going to go over the button layout. I play with tac with flip off. In Warzone 1, I actually played with flip on, but when I switched over to L2R2, I just felt like my shot was way better. So I don't think I'll ever go back to flip, but it's definitely a preference. So if you like L1, R1, I don't think it will hinder you that much. So go ahead and do what you want to do. Going down to vibration, this one's a big one for me. In like the early gaming days when I was a kid, I played with vibe on. But once I started getting into competitive gaming, I turned vibe off. I think just having not a lot of stuff going on with your controller when you're getting shot or when you're shooting can really help you out with your shot or your awareness, really, because when you're getting shot, because you're not having that vibe telling you you're getting shot. You're just getting shot, or you can see what's going on, and your awareness is a little bit better, I think, when vibration is off. So I would really, if you play with vibe on, I would really try to turn your vibe off and try to get used to it, because you'll see a difference for sure. So for sensitivity, what I play is 12.7. Really with this setting here, I think that you're looting quicker, you're moving quicker. You really, I would say, test it out. What Plurries plays, which is my duo, my brother, he plays 10.7. I like it a little bit quicker, but with 12.7, it really helps you move side to side if you're getting shot, helps you turn on somebody. So I'd really try to use these settings, but everybody has their own preference, but I really think these settings are something good to start with, either 12 or 10 with a 0.7, and it takes a little bit of time to get used to, but as soon as you get used to it, you'll really see a big difference. And with the sensitivity multipliers, I don't touch those. I just left them at default. Automatic sprint, definitely. If you want to move around the map quick, you want to have the automatic tac sprint on. And then equipment behaviors, hold, and then interact, reload behavior. So what I like is to prioritize my interact. So if if I have to reload my gun, but there's a crate, I'd rather be able to tap square to get the crate and hold down square to reload. That's just what I like, but some people like it in reversed. They like to prioritize reload, but I would definitely do one of those two options. And then for armor plate behavior, I always would say apply all, because then you just got to press one button and you start applying, and you can cancel your plating if you need to, if you get into a gunfight. And then jumping over to the advanced settings, I say the best aim assist type is default. I used to play on Black Ops, but ever since I changed back to default, I think the aim assist is a little bit better. And then for these down here, I really just kept default, except for the input dead zones. So these dead zones work best for me. This is you really never need anything on the left and right trigger, but this is what I found with my controller to be the best settings for my dead zones. And then these down here, the gyro aiming, I never touched these at all. So at the very bottom though, movement behaviors, this one's a big section. So in tac sprint behavior, I like double tap. Some people like single tap from sprint or run, but I think double tap really just gets you going as soon as you need to. So I would do double tap. If you really can't find a setting, I would try that out. And then these are my settings for the rest of the movement behavior. Definitely with parachute auto deploy, I would turn that off. Just pay attention when you're dropping. so you don't just hit the ground and smack and, you know, get kicked out of the lobby. I would definitely do that though, just so you can time your deploys and get to the ground way quicker. And then definitely want sprint and door bash. You do not want to try to get away from a gunfight and run into the door and you can't get it open because you didn't hit square or the button didn't register. So definitely keep that on. And then I didn't really touch any of these right here, so I'll just keep them this default setting. So jumping over to graphics. So graphics is a big one. Every video that I looked up when I was trying to find my perfect settings said full screen exclusive. With this, it works perfectly for my gaming setup. Some people use borderless, but I would say if you're running really just the regular 1080p, I would say full screen exclusive. I know some people who run 4K, they have a little bit of different settings, but for me I run 1080p, so full screen exclusive is what I would go with. Dynamic resolution, really I always kept this off. I got my PC optimized by Paradox Customs, and when we were going through all my Warzone settings, he said to keep this off, so I just believed him. He's done optimizations for big time content creators and streamers and pro players, so I just listened to anything really he told me to do. And then definitely want to keep VSync off. And then for the custom frame limit, what I did was, because my monitor is a 165 hertz monitor, I did 165, and then in menu don't really need anything, so just 60, and then 30 for this last setting. And then going over to quality, I found that the NVIDIA image scaling is the best one to choose in this option. For my PC specs, I can run ultra quality. I know some people need to run quality or balanced or performance, but if you have a pretty good PC, good graphics card, good CPU, I would run ultra quality. And then for the anti-aliasing, just do the regular SMAA T2X. The Filmic I used to run, but after my optimization, he said this one's the best to run, and I've had really good success and with my frames and no screen tearing just from running this. And then this option low, and then always keep your video memory scale. I like to keep it at 80. Some people like to do 85 or 90, but I found that 80 is a good setting to be at. And I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna call these out, but I'm just gonna go through these slowly. But these settings, I think, for the details and textures and the rest of the settings on this page, is really good settings to go through and to try out if you're really trying to find something to go off of. So the bullet impacts, that's just one thing. Some people like it, some people don't. It's a low CPU usage, but that's definitely a preference setting as well. And then this one's a pretty big one actually. So on-demand texture streaming. So if your GPU time and your CPU time, so if your GPU time is lower than your CPU time, you want to keep this setting on. If your GPU time is higher than your CPU time, you want to turn this off. But if they're about the same constantly, then I would say turn it off. And spot cache, so with this, you can run it at high. I know it affects your RAM a bunch. So if you have good RAM, I would run it at ultra, but you can run it at high as well. And then these down here, you definitely want all three of these off. It can just hinder your movement in game. As you can see on the right here, it's blurry. No one wants that when they're in a gunfight, and there's always something going on, and you don't want more stuff happening when you're trying to engage somebody. And then film grain, if you want a smoother gaming experience, like a smoother screen, you don't see particles on the screen, definitely turn film grain to 0. And over here in interface, so for color customization, what I run is color filter 2, with keeping these two at 100, And then with the HUD color, I keep it at default. Subtitles, I don't like subtitles in my game, so I keep those off, and just, you know, it's an annoyance for me. But if you like subtitles, you know, feel free to keep them on. And then for telemetry, these are what I keep on just so I can monitor like how my system's doing. Like, you know, if I have any packet loss throughout the lobby, you know, if I need to back out or anything like that, if it's a bad lobby. But I would definitely keep these on if you're a PC player. And here are my audio settings. You know, everybody's audio settings are a little bit different. I run my audio through a Go XLR, and it goes through my streaming PC, then to my gaming PC. But for me, headphone bass boost is the best setting, especially if you have like Astros or a Turtle Beach headset. I would definitely run that if you have a pretty good headset. And then the voice chat, that's all that stuff is preference. I don't really like to. Like, I'm usually in Discord, and if I ever do have randoms, I don't really like to engage with them, you know, unless they're like really cool, but usually it's pretty toxic. And that's about it, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you had any suggestions or had any questions, just leave it down in the comments below. I do read all my comments, so if you guys feel, you know, like doing that, please do. But in the meantime, look out for more videos to come, and please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.